team sheets are in and you don't have to wait any longer to find out if the skipper has recovered from that ankle injury in time to face the Dogs at Etihad Stadium on Friday night. We get the inside word on all the ins and outs from Director of Football Neil Baum, and we get a report straight from the side's final training session to see who looks in good form ahead of the big Friday night clash. Well, much of the talk this week has surrounded the availability of Scott Pendlebury. The captain left the field with an ankle complaint last Friday night, but has made a miraculous recovery to prove his fitness for the match against the Bulldogs. The same can't be said for Ben Reid and Mason Cox, who will miss with knee and shoulder injuries respectively. Omitted pair Marley Williams and Travis Cloke join Reid and Cox on the sideline, as does Ben Crocker, who suffered concussion during the side's final training session. Each of the 5 inclusions have a story to tell. Darcy Moore bounces back from a 1-week hamstring injury. Jordan De Goey returns after a 27 disposal effort in the VFL, while Adam Oxley is back in the frame after slotting 3 goals in his new role at half forward in the VFL. It's good news too for Tyson Goldsack, who's back for just his 3rd game of the season, and Tom Phillips, who's been rewarded for his consistency in the VFL. Well, given all that's gone on at selection this week, it's only right that we get an explanation from our Director of Football, Neil Baum. He spoke to Collingwood media earlier on Thursday.
Yeah, it's a very strong effort from both the captain and Maury. We were hopeful that they both get up, but you never quite know. But Scotty feels very good and ran well today, and Maury's very confident of his hammy, which we always said at the outset was relatively minor. But as we know in footy, there's not many minor hammies. So, but they're both pretty strong, and both will play. So we're very pleased. Yeah, Ben Reid's been terrific all year. We've got, after the last couple of years where he's had a real problem, he's been fantastic and very resilient and got over a lot of things. And he's had a little bit of a knee, well, more than a little bit of a knee that he's been carrying for a fair bit of the time. And it's just got that little bit sore, and we think it's time to have a look at it. We'll see the surgeons and talk about it and see whether there's anything they need to do from a surgical sense. There's no guarantee of that at this stage, but he's had a bit of an issue with his PCL, amongst a few other little things. So we think he got to the point where we were trying to get blood out of a stone in a way, making it very difficult for him. And he pushed through very well, but this week's the week. And depending on what we do with him, he may play over the next couple of games, but he may not. We'll just see how he goes. Oh yeah, poor old Ben Crocker was in the side training today, and he got knocked out. Got kicked in the head, flush with a footy. He wasn't looking, and another bloke had a shot for goal, and then he suffered a relatively serious concussion. He had no great recall of what happened, and in today's footy, we're a bit concerned about that. Fortunately, the doctor was on the spot straight away, but too big a risk to take. So he won't play this weekend at all, which obviously he's pretty sad about. I assume he can recall that he's not at this stage, but it was quite sad for him, but he won't play this weekend, unfortunately.
There was plenty to watch out for on Olympic Park during training on Thursday morning. Collingwood media's Sam Gaston was there. He has the latest on what to expect on Friday night.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, it was a short and sharp session here at the Holden Centre today as the players prepared for tomorrow night's game against the Western Bulldogs. Darcy Moore trained with the main group, as did Scott Pendlebury, who was the last player to leave the track at around 11:30 this morning. Ben Crocker was one who did leave the field a little bit early. The young forward copped a hit to the head by a stray ball and left in the hands of trainers. Adam Oxley's been named in the forward pocket for this week's game. He practiced his set shots with the rest of the team early in the session. More well known as a defender, Oxley played up forward in recent weeks at the VFL. He kicked 3 goals last week and now gets to test his craft at AFL level. And that's all the news from training today. Back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sam. Now, don't forget, Collingwood Media will be hosting its final VFL live stream this weekend. Collingwood Media will be broadcasting Saturday's clash with Port Melbourne live from Victoria Park. Join the coverage at 1 p.m. as the VFL Magpies look to shore up their top 4 spot with just 2 games remaining. Stay tuned to collingwoodfc.com.au or the club's official smartphone app to watch the match wherever you are around the world. And after a week's absence, Scott Pendlebury will go live on Collingwood's official Facebook page after Friday night's match. Injury stopped the skipper last week, but he will be back on deck to take questions from the Magpie Army. So make sure you log in after 11 p.m. to hear directly from Pendles. Well, that's it for Team Sheet this week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next Thursday. But until then, bring on the Bulldogs. Go Pies.